hoping, okay, that this time I actually got the format correct, because I seem to be having a hard time with figuring out what format to actually use for YouTube, because last time turned out my video was actually upside down. So that didn't go so well. But I hope you guys still got something out of that live, and that you're going to be getting something today as well. So I'm going to be talking to you about how to market your business on social media. So what steps you're supposed to take and what to do in order to stay consistent. I'm going to be sharing what I'm currently doing in order to stay consistent on social media, because I have been creating content for now all going on to 3 years, and I've kind of, I've figured out how to do this content creation thing, especially as a business owner. I think some of the ideas and so on, some tips that you get might not be as effective, because you get tips for like content creators, but you're not a content creator, you're a business owner. So the way that you're going to be doing things is slightly different from a content creator, because as much as you are both going to be creating content on social media, it's different, it's not the same. Okay, so let's start out with the first thing, which is figuring out your target audience. Now, what is a target audience? Is basically who you are going to be selling to, who is your customer. You need to know this before you even start creating content on social media. I've seen people who make the mistake of trying to do all these things without actually knowing who they're selling to. It doesn't work out, okay? And everyone cannot be your target audience. I am telling you this as a warning, because I have seen a lot of people who tell me that, no, you know what, everyone is my target audience, I'm trying to sell to everyone. It doesn't work that way, okay? You can only have one target audience. The whole reason why we have a target audience is so that you have a clearer picture as to who exactly you're speaking to, so that you can speak directly to them. So if you're going to have a problem where then now you now have an instance where the people that you're talking to are so many that you're not even sure who exactly it is that you are talking to, it's going to be a problem. So I'll suggest that maybe let's actually figure out who we are speaking to, so that it's much easier for you to know who to speak to, how to speak to them, what they're interested in, and so on. Now, how do you know who your target audience is? It always depends, one, on who exactly you want to work with. Who is the best person that is fit for the product or service that you're going to be selling? You might not have launched yet, or you might have already launched yet. You need to figure out, who is this person that would love the product that I have? This person who would benefit the most from actually having this product that I am selling. You need to think about all of these things when you are choosing your target audience. That's literally what you need to think about, okay? So now, once you have figured out who this person is, you need to also decide what stage also in their lives are they. Because there are some people who might be good as a target audience. Maybe it's women who are just starting their business. Sorry. Women who are just starting as a corporate worker, right? But then maybe because of the fact that they're just starting as a corporate worker, they don't have enough to actually invest in whatever it is that you are selling to them. So think about, like, which stage in life are they, and can they afford to actually invest in whatever it is that you are offering them at the stage that they are at. Because a lot of the times we don't actually think about this. Some people cannot afford, or rather do not see as much value because of where they are in that present moment. So you need to think about such people. When you're choosing your target audience, you need to know who is best fit for your product right now. People that you don't necessarily have to convince to actually buy your product. Rather, you need to just like get them to buy your specific product, but they already understand why exactly they need to buy that product, and so on. But then it is up to you to figure those people out. It is up to you to figure out who exactly you want to work with. So it's best that you make that decision. Now, the best thing that you can do when you're figuring out your target audience and so on is creating an ideal customer avatar. What is an ideal customer avatar? It is you literally sitting down and figuring out who this person, creating a person, okay? So you're going to figure out where they live, how old they are, what they do for work, what they spend their time on, because it's not only demographics that you'll be covering, you'll also be covering the psychographics. So things like, what are they interested in, what hobbies do they have, what do they spend their where do they spend their spare time, what are they interested in, what do they talk about. Things like that are going to help you figure out how exactly to speak to this person also. And on top of that, it helps you with figuring out how, or rather what conversations you can actually have, because sometimes you realize this person is actually really interested in reading. So as much as your business is not necessarily about books and so on, because of the fact that this person that you've created as your target audience is actually interested in that, you can talk about whatever it is that they're interested in. You can talk about reading, you can talk about spending time reading and so on, because it's something that is relatable for them. And that's the reason why we include it as something that you need to be speaking about. Okay. Now, the next thing, once you figure out your target audience, the next thing that you need to do is to then create a content, find content ideas. You have now decided that you're going to be creating content on social media. Now, what content are you going to be creating on social media is what we need to cover right now. A big problem that I see a lot of people having when they're starting out is that they expect that they're going to get this, creativity thing going on. It doesn't always happen. Not all of us are creative every single time. The reason why I have content ideas is because I've grown an audience for quite some time now. So even if people on YouTube might not be as active, I have grown on TikTok and on Instagram. So I have people actively asking me questions, and I use those questions as content ideas. I use those questions as ways to actually figure out what I need to be talking about, because now I have an audience. But when you're starting out, you don't have an audience. You don't have anyone that knows even about you. So you need to work with what you have, which means you need to go on social media platforms. I hope you guys are on TikTok, because TikTok is the best place outside of YouTube to find content ideas. Okay, so you're going to search up. Let's start out with TikTok. You're going to go on TikTok, and you're going to search whatever it is that you are starting. So for example, maybe you're starting a gift box business, because I don't know why, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, so you're going to search gift box business or gift box, and you're going to see what content people are already creating. What is it that people are talking about? How exactly are they creating content? You need to give yourself time to actually figure all of these things out, because it's going to help you figuring out how you can actually do it. You don't necessarily have to copy what people are doing. You can see how they're doing it and give it your own switch. You can see that people are doing packaging videos, but decide to actually tell stories about your business or about yourself, instead of just having some trending sound at the back. That could be your twist to whatever is already being done. But you need to see what's already happening. You need to see what people are already doing before you actually decide what to be creating content on. Now, once you've figured out the content and so on, you go through comment section. Those are the best places to actually find content ideas, because people will be asking questions in the comment section. That is your chance to actually figure out what you can be creating content on, because the creator might have just come up with this idea on their own, and it was kind of that thing where, like, it went popular, yay, but they weren't really sure about it. But the comment section will tell you exactly what people are asking about. It will tell you exactly what people are interested in relation to the business that you are starting. So go to the comment section, see what people are asking. If they're asking how much is this, start talking about how much your gift box business, your gift boxes are. If people are asking about where you're located, make sure that you actually include where you're located and so on in the stories that you're going to be telling in your business, because you're answering these questions that people are actually interested in. You're finding a way to make use of what people are already telling you they need information on. Now, another way, so with YouTube, it's literally the same thing. You go on YouTube and you search, same thing, gift box business. Here you're trying to figure out what is it that gift box businesses are posting on YouTube, because YouTube is kind of different from other social media platforms. So the way that things are done are slightly different. You can get away with just packaging videos on, like, TikTok and Instagram, but then you might not really get away with that on YouTube. So you need to think about that. Maybe on YouTube, you're going to be sharing behind the scenes, sharing how exactly you are running your business and so on. That could be the thing that you do on YouTube, okay? In order to get more and more people knowing about you. But you need to figure out which way you're going to be making use of this, okay? So the next way that you're going to be using to actually find content ideas is through keyword researches. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me mention this if you watched any videos of mine that are about marketing and so on. Use keyword researchers. What are keyword researchers? Some examples I'm going to give you is Answer Socrates, Answer the Public, and Ahrefs. It's Ahrefs. Those keyword researchers can help you figure out what content ideas are best for your business. So basically, keyword researchers find out what people are asking in relation to the keyword that you have chosen. For me, I usually go and search business or marketing. So in terms of business, someone could be searching how to start an online business. I now have a content idea. Or someone might be asking what you need to do when you're starting an online business. And I now know that I need to mention that at some point, okay? That's what you start off with. You're going to come up with 30 content ideas. This is what you're doing for the first half, okay? Come up with 30 content ideas from keyword researchers. Now let's move on to how then do you break it down so that it's easier for you to know how exactly to phrase things and so on, which is number 3, create content pillars. What are content pillars? It's literally what's holding up your content, okay? So your content pillars are there to help you with figuring out how exactly to structure your content. Every single thing is dependent on whether or not you are on what business you actually have. If you have a business like a gift box business, maybe you can focus more on inspirational, entertaining content. That could be your thing. But let's talk about first what content pillars are there, and then we can actually then break it down before I confuse you guys. Firstly, there is educational content. That content usually works for people who, are service providers or coaches and so on. That usually works. Now, that does not mean if you have a gift box business, you cannot be educating people on specific things. You can still do that. Now, the second one is inspirational slash entertaining content. Basically, content that is storytelling. And then while the educational content is more how to do this, how to do that, and so on, educating people basically. Then the third content pillar that you have is promotional content. Because you have a business, you have to have something that you are promoting. That is, if you have already launched your business as well. So if you haven't launched your business, you're sticking to the 2 that I've already spoken to you about. But then if you have something that you are selling, you have promotional content where you're going to be telling people, or rather solving objectives. So things that are stopping people from actually buying from you, you address it in your content. If people are complaining about affordability, you talk to people about the value that is in your product, why people should actually consider buying from you, what is so valuable about your product, and so on. Getting people to understand why your product is as valuable as you make it, because your price maybe needs you to actually talk about that. Or if people are not willing to take the next step and they've just been consuming a lot of your content and they're following you, but then they're not moving on to now converting into a customer and so on. Now you have to then speak to them about the next step. What is the next step? Some people just genuinely don't know that you have anything that you can sell, so they're not going to actually buy anything because they don't know about it. Okay, so those are 3 content pillars that you have. Now, within the content pillars, this is going to help you. So even if you find out maybe how to start an online business, that would be an educational content type of content idea. And then the next one is maybe someone will be asking what to do when you're starting an online business, and you can do a vlog talking to people about what steps you take, what you were doing to prepare for the launch of your business. That is entertaining, that is inspirational, it's inspiring other people to actually start businesses of their own, that type of thing. But all I'm saying is make use of it. Now, promotional content could be you coming here and telling us, hey, I know that you're struggling with self-care and so on, because maybe you have a self-care gift box that you're selling, and you're like, okay, so instead of having to go buy so many different things in different stores that are now very expensive because it's different things that you need to get, you can always get it in one box and it's sent to you. You don't even have to get out of the house in order to get it. It's convenient. So you can sell that to people. It works. Okay. Now, once you figured out your content pillars, you then move on to the social media platforms that you're going to be on. What social media platforms should you be active on? It is up to you. I know that is the most irritating thing to actually hear someone say, but when you know what social media platform you're already active on, you can't tell me to go on Facebook. I'm so sorry, that's not gonna work out. I don't like Facebook like that. I just don't spend time on it, so I avoid it at all costs. I just don't like Facebook, okay? But if Facebook is somewhere that you actually spend time, you already have the knowledge about how to use Facebook, how to, it might not be a content creator as yet, but you know how to use Facebook, you know what goes viral, you know what you already consume content on, so that you can always make use of that. I was already very active on TikTok when I started out. I started out with creating content on TikTok. It was on Instagram, and then Instagram repurposing it to TikTok, and then soon enough I realized I was just not a fan of Instagram like that, so I ditched it for some time and I went on to TikTok. And then I created content on TikTok when I had, I think, over 5,000 followers, was when I went back to Instagram and I started repurposing. Repurposing basically means the same content, the same video that I posted on TikTok, I'll now post it on YouTube or on Instagram. That's literally how I stay consistent on 3 different social media platforms. I post the same video everywhere. It's just the way maybe it might be done might be slightly different, but a lot of the times it's the same thing. I've just switched up some of like the trending sound videos. I have those on Instagram, and I still have a discussion with people privately, so that I can post that onto my TikTok and sometimes on YouTube as well. So there will be some content that is different from the other, but a lot of the times it's kind of the same thing. Okay, now once you have figured out what content, what social media platforms you want to be on, stick to one when you're starting off. When I started off, I was on Instagram and TikTok. That didn't work out for me. I switched to TikTok alone, grew my audience there for like, until I had like 5,000 followers on TikTok. And then I moved on to now growing my audience on Instagram, but I wasn't as into it. Instagram just irritates me. I'm sorry to say, but like it irritates me. There's so many changes and whatnot. It's very irritating. So I just avoid it. Okay. So, but now I'm getting into it. Okay. I'm starting to warm up to it a little bit. But, so I created content on there. After some time, I was like, okay, a lot of people are requesting that I have longer videos where I get to like discuss in depth about whatever it is that I speak about in my videos. So they were asking me to actually have a YouTube channel. So I now started a YouTube channel. But as you can see, I did not start everything all at once. You will not manage. You don't have a content production team that is going to be helping you with all of this. You're bootstrapping the whole thing. Please do not try to now, overcompensate. You're trying to be everywhere at the same time. You haven't even figured out how to stay consistent on one platform, and you feel like you're somehow going to be consistent on many different social media platforms. It's not going to happen. You are overestimating yourself. I'm telling you now, okay? Now, once you have figured out the social media platform you're going to be on, you then move on to creating a content calendar. Those content ideas that I told you that you need to have, the 30 content ideas that you need to come up with, we're now putting them in order. We are planning things. I'm not much of a planner. I'm not an organizer. I'm not at all organized, but this is something that I do so that I can stay on top of things and I know what I am doing and so on. Am I always going to be as on top of it? Not really. Okay, sometimes I just use my notes app, but I'm suggesting that you use Notion. I have a Notion content calendar, which I use specifically for YouTube. I feel like with my short form content, I just use my notes app because it's so much easier for me. I don't need a script, but you need a script because you didn't do debating or public speaking in school, so you're going to struggle. Especially if you did public speaking, you're going to struggle. You need actually notes that you can work with. I did debating. In debating, we literally had like page that was full of nothing at all, and somehow we went on to have like 7-minute speeches with those types of, that's what we're working with. Okay, but all I'm saying is work with what you are able to do. If you know that you're doing this content creation thing for the first time and you're not good at speaking to people, please have a script. Now, with your content calendar, you're going to write down your content ideas. Once you've written down your content ideas, all those 30 content ideas, I am emphasizing on the 30. Yes, the 30 content ideas, you write them down, okay? Notion has a very easy template. Honestly, you will figure it out, okay? If you can't, you can always go and search up on Notion, how to use Notion and stuff like that. I haven't created a video on it because, like I told you guys, I'm not much of an organizer, but when I become a lot more organized, when I'm forced to, I will have a proper video about it so that we can actually tour my Yon Lao. So proud of you. Hi, thank you very much for joining in and for commenting as well. We're doing this for the first time. Okay, no, this is not the first time. This is the second time I'm going live. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm still new to this whole thing and I kind of freak out each time I think about going live on YouTube. I don't know why. YouTube has this thing where you kind of just overcomplicate it in your head and you feel like it's like everyone is seeing you, which is crazy because like it's the same thing with TikTok and Instagram, but somehow on YouTube it just feels like there's a lot of pressure to be perfect or to do things a specific way. But I'm trying to like get over that and just like create content now without like waiting until I have all of this camera and whatnot and so on. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. But I'm trying to, get over my fear of YouTube because like for the longest time, I could not get myself to create content on YouTube because my videos just were not of good quality. If you look at like my first videos, they were so blurry and so on, but I still posted it and it was heavily edited. Oh my word, no. But you know what, we work with what we have. I don't have a camera. I have created content. I've grown my audience. Right now I have 19,000 on TikTok. I have 1,300 on Instagram and 1,000 on YouTube, and I don't have a camera, which is crazy. And I just have a ring light. That's what I've been working with for the longest time. I got it a year into my, almost a year into my content creation journey. So all I'm saying is I'm here for everyone that does not have the equipment that they're supposed to have, that they're told that they're supposed to buy. I'm here for you guys, okay? So if you see me creating content, you have no excuse as well. Okay, create your own content, figure out how you're gonna do it. I used to stack boxes on top of each other when I didn't have a ring light. You can make it work. Okay, so this became weirdly inspirational. But anywho, so now with the content calendar, make sure that you then have you are here. The fact that I hadn't read your name though, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So the next thing with your content calendar, you then need to actually then figure out how exactly you're going to be putting it together. You have your Notion template that's going to help you with knowing the setup of your content calendar. You then move on to scripting your videos. How do you script your videos? You need to have a hook. This is how you're going to get people to be interested in whatever it is that you're starting out. So whether this is you now starting out with saying, here's how you're going to lose weight, that's going to be your thing, okay? You're talking about that, that's the video you're talking about. That's how you can start out your video. Or it's going to be whatever it is that you choose to do. Honestly, you're trying to get someone's attention, so you say whatever it is that you need to say. Just don't be controversial. You're going to get banned, okay? Because some people try too hard. Now, once you have your hook, you then move on to your subtopics. But if you do not have subtopics where you need to go one and talk about the specific thing, two, and so on, you can then move on to storytelling. So the beginning of your story, the middle, and the end of your story. That is how you then go about it. But it's up to you how you choose to do it, okay? Now, and then the last thing that you need to have is a call to action. What is a call to action? Is me telling you to subscribe to my channel, okay? That's a call to action. Someone tells you, like this video, subscribe to my channel. That is a call to action, okay? Now, once that's done and over with, you then move on to batch creating content. I have been able to create consistent content rather because of the fact that I batch create my content. What does batch create mean? It means that I have one specific day that I sit down and I record all of my content. And that day is today, okay? So every Sunday I sit down and I record content for the next week. So that's why you will see me wearing the same clothes for a good week, okay? It's because my videos were recorded on the same day. People do not care that you're wearing the same clothes. I used to change, like before when I just started out, I used to change to different outfits and different tops and so on, because like at the bottom, literally I could be wearing a pajama, it doesn't matter because no one sees at the bottom. But I would wear different tops to make up for the fact that like I was, creating content for a good week. I didn't want people to think that I was repeating clothes. Trust me when I say people don't even look at that, okay? So wear your whatever clothes you're wearing and then record for a good week, for a month if you want to. It works out because it helps you stay consistent. Have a day that you're going to sit down and edit all of your videos. I am saying this because I know the struggle, okay? Having to edit your video as you're going to post it is very troublesome because there will be times where you just don't feel it. You had a terrible day, you're not feeling like creating content, and you give up. You've recorded the video, but you're not willing to actually edit it. So to avoid such things, sit down on one day, edit all of the content that you have created, and then schedule it out. Make sure that you're using Metrical. YouTube allows you to actually schedule out your content, so that's very straightforward. It's not troublesome at all. Then another one that allows you to schedule is Instagram. TikTok, you need to use Metrical to actually schedule out your content. The reason why I say schedule out your content is because if you're a chronic procrastinator like I am, you're going to wait till the last minute, and the last minute becomes 12 o'clock at night, and now it's the next day. Okay, so to avoid problems, I would suggest maybe just schedule out your content. And I'm saying this because I have gone through this, okay? Been creating content for a very long time, so I have done almost everything, okay? I've created content from inspiration. So when I felt inspired, there was a time period where I was creating about 5 to 20 videos in a day. That was on TikTok, please note, okay? It wasn't a YouTube video. You can't do that on YouTube. You can't play games like that on YouTube. But I was creating like 5 to 20 videos in a day. Now that I think about it, it was so unnecessary. There was no reason for me to do all of that because of the fact that the quality of the content was so low that Now I think about it, I was just wasting my time. But it was a time period that I had to have in order to improve on my content and figure out what I was doing and so on and move on and figure out what I am doing. But I hope this live helped you with figuring out how to actually market your business and what steps you need to take when you are marketing your business. Try to make this process as simple as possible for you. Do not complicate it. I see a lot of people trying to complicate it. Let's avoid doing that, okay? So once you figure that out and you figure out how exactly you're going to go about it, you get started with creating content. Don't overthink it. Don't think too much. Okay, every time you think too much, you end up not doing anything. Okay, don't overthink it. Just get started with creating content. I was very impulsive when it came to like creating content about my business that I was starting, and I'm so grateful that I did that because now I know how to create content and I have better content that I did. I feel like we're still moving forward. Okay, at some point maybe I might have a whole production setup because I'm still working on like fixing up my room so that I can actually create content in it and it looks, it looks good. Okay, because you guys have been seeing my white wall for a very long time. It's not even white. What color is this? Anyway, yeah. So make sure that you start creating content. It doesn't matter that you don't have the equipment, you don't have the gear, just get started, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this. For everyone that's going to be watching this as a live replay, make sure that you comment and let me know what you got from this. If you want more videos like this, wow, more lives where we actually talk about this, marketing and so on, because I've been focusing a lot more on like business ideas and, how to start a business and that type of thing. If you want us to talk more about marketing, let me know. There's a video, by the way, that's going out today, which is crazy because I have not finished editing it. Just see procrastination, guys. A video that's going out today that is about how to market a gift box business. So you guys can actually look forward to that. And then, yeah, I still have to record videos as well. I don't know why I piled all of this up on one day. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. But yeah, I have a lot to do today. And yet I didn't want to do anything. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going now before I continue rambling on. Have a good night, guys.